Hello! Today I'm making Easter bread using my grandmother's recipe, a tried and true method. I soak the raisins in hot water for 15 minutes, then drain the water, dry them, and coat them in flour. This way, they won't sink to the bottom. I'm making a starter, the base for fluffiness. I dissolve the yeast in warm milk, add a little flour and sugar, and mix until smooth. I cover it with a cloth and place it in the oven preheated to 35 degrees for 30 minutes. The starter increases 2-3 times in size. I separate the yolks from the whites, beat the yolks with sugar and vanilla sugar until fluffy. I take the starter out of the oven, add the beaten yolks and butter. I mix it. The dough becomes silky. I return it to the warmth for another 30 minutes. Egg whites. The secret of tenderness. I beat the egg whites with a pinch of salt until stiff peaks form. It turns out like a cloud. I carefully pour it into the dough, mixing with a spatula from the bottom up to maintain the airiness. I sift the remaining flour, gradually kneading the dough. It should be soft, slightly sticky, but not stick to the hands. I try not to overdo it with the flour, otherwise the Kulich will be like a brick. I knead and add raisins. I add raisins, sometimes I put in candied fruits or nuts and mix gently. I cover the dough and leave it to rise for 30 minutes. I make sure the dough doesn't overflow from the bowl. I divide the dough into 3 parts, placing them in disposable molds, filling them 1/3 full. The dough will rise further. I let it sit in a warm place for 30 minutes. I bake it for 10 minutes at 100 degrees, so the Kulich doesn't crack. Then I increase the temperature to 180 degrees and bake for another 30 minutes. I check with a toothpick. If it comes out dry, it's ready.